Did PFF disrespect Caleb Williams and Cole Kmet? Plus, OTAs are back. What to watch for right now.
Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans? People want to hear me talk.
What's going on, Bears fans, and welcome to another episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show. I'm your host, Nicholas Moreano. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and also to share this Bears channel with a fellow Bears fan. Mix up my words here. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Start the week off right here. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. I don't know if this is weird, but I watched The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time ever just last night. I saw it on, what was it even on? It was on Amazon Prime. Just clicked it, watched it. Boom. Great movie. Leo, Margot Robbie, craziness, a lot of drugs, sales. Great movie. But I watched that last night. I think I was going into my freshman year of Iowa when it came out, but that's what happened. I also played a round of golf. Terrible, but I love it. I'm hooked on golf. So fun stuff. So hopefully everybody enjoyed their weekend. I think we're getting some better weather if you're in the Chicagoland area. We're here. First week of June. Let's go. All right, everybody. I wanted to talk about some rankings that PFF is coming out with on every single position group. Every single one. And I have two highlighted here because I thought it should create some interesting conversation just because of the guys that PFF has ranked above them, but it's for Caleb Williams and Cole Kmet. And then in the second half of the show, OTAs are back. We'll be back, the media, on Tuesday for open practice. So get to see what that looked like, what to watch for as I'm still, going throughout the weeks here, seeing how this team is, looking, what they're doing. How things are kind of progressing week by week here in the one media availability per week for OTAs. But first, I think we need to start with some of these PFF rankings. And I'm not going to share every single person, where they're ranked, where they're listed. What I do want to start, though, with, I think we got to start with the quarterback, right? Makes the most sense here. And Caleb Williams. So PFF, I guess the best way to do this so everybody knows, what does the ranking entail? Is this a projection base? Is this based off of last year? It's kind of a little bit of both, but here's the synopsis that they have for what is called their article, PFF quarterback rankings. All 32 stars are ahead of the 2025 NFL season. And the one paragraph should be able to give us I guess it's two paragraphs here, what this ranking actually is, how they're doing it. So the first paragraph, with the 2025 NFL season on the horizon, it's time to start previewing the 2025 campaign. We'll begin, of course, with the most important position in sports, quarterback. Here are PFF's quarterback rankings heading into the new season based on a combination of recent performance, and career trajectory. Okay, that's kind of the guidelines for this list. Combination of recent performance and career trajectory. Okay, with that in mind, for the quarterback position, where do you think Caleb Williams is even at? Where is he ranked in terms of recent performance? A win over Green Bay. Obviously, it's the recent season in totality. Which has ups and downs for Caleb Williams. And career trajectory. You just had to put a number on him. For 32 quarterbacks, where would Caleb Williams fall? And before I just keep burying the lead, what PFF also did is they put him into tiers. And tier 4, actually, I can name off the tiers. How about that? And then we'll get into tier 4, where Caleb Williams is at. You have tier 1, the elite. And you have 4 quarterbacks there. Tier 2 is high-end starters. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks there. And excuse me, one rookie. One rookie from last year is in that tier. You have tier 3A, solid starters who have flashed high-end play. And then you have 3B, solid starters, but they need more help. And then you have the tier that has Caleb Williams. Tier 4, young players with a wide range of potential outcomes. Okay. So in tier 4, Caleb Williams comes in at number 24. Only Cam Ward, 25, is ranked below him in tier 4. And so that's where I just want to focus a lot of this discussion, this conversation here with Caleb Williams and just the guys that are ahead of him. You have number 19 with Bo Nix, number 20 with Bryce Young, 21 with J.J. McCarthy, 22 with Drake May, and 23, Michael Penix Jr. Then you have Caleb Williams. And I'll read Caleb Williams' summary. That's the only one I'll read because, again, PFF did the work. Credit them for, giving me a topic for today's show. But here's the summary for Caleb Williams. Touted as a generational talent by many, Williams underwhelmed as a rookie, earning just a 67.6 overall grade and posting only 5 single game grades above 70. The talent is undeniable, but his NFL success will hinge on learning to find open targets and avoiding the habit of running himself into pressure. There's obviously I agree with some of the wording there. Underwhelmed as a rookie. Is that just in comparison to, I think, all the rookies there that are looking up to Jaden Daniels? Yeah, you can definitely look at it that way. Did he underwhelm in the circumstances that he was in? And we all know what those are. All the reservations that Caleb Williams and his dad had before coming to Chicago kind of played out in his rookie season with people getting fired, offensive philosophies that maybe didn't cater to the strengths of their players, and just things not being as organized as it should have been in his rookie season. So, I don't know. Underwhelmed as a rookie when you when you're Caleb Williams, when you throw for 3,541 yards, 351 completions, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, he took care of the football. He really did. The last interception, so he did throw an interception in week 17 against Seattle Seahawks. And even in the games where he didn't throw interceptions, there were definitely turnover-worthy throws that could have been picked. I don't know. I agree with Easter Egg here in the chat. Dude played well considering everything. Too low of a ranking. And that's where I'm at, you guys. It is too low of a ranking. And what's insane to me is that right above him at 23 is Michael Penix Jr. The dude played 5 games. 775 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I get it, but I don't get it. And actually, no, I don't get it. I don't get how they put him above Caleb Williams here. Shoot, to be completely honest, I would have to go really watch more of Drake May to see. Because when I'm in the season, I really am not focusing a lot of my attention on other rookie quarterbacks. Maybe that's a good. We're gonna write that down in the notes. Good show topic. I'm gonna go through and watch some of these. Actually, watch the rookie quarterbacks, not just go look at some stats. And that's kind of what we're doing here, but actually look into it. But it's just too small of a sample size for me, for Michael Penix, to even put above Caleb Williams. And then, dude, J.J. McCarthy, how? Did you guys see J.J. McCarthy play in the regular season last year? that's where I have like issues with this. And also that's why it's also tough to grade rookies in general. Like so the two criteria that these lists are made out of, or for this list at least, and I'm sure all the rest of them, recent performance, career trajectory. The recent performance for JJ McCarthy would be preseason and then college. For Cam Ward, obviously that's college and what he did in those games in college. So that's why it's like tough for me to even put for entering rookies ahead of players that have done things in the league. And when we get to the tight end rankings, man, I have some thoughts there as well. But JJ McCarthy, I don't care how good of a supporting cast he has. You have arguably the best wide receiver in football. We still got to see it. And that's why I wouldn't put him ahead of. I wouldn't put him ahead of Michael Penix. I definitely wouldn't put him ahead of Caleb Williams, but yet here he is at 21. He's ahead of Drake May. How do New England Patriots fans feel? Like, what the hell is going on here? So it's insane. Easter egg, I would have to look at Jaden Daniels' stats, but I can literally just pull them up. Stats wise, probably. Let's see. 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for Jaden Daniels. So, I mean, if you're actually like looking, it's about 27 yards more that Jaden Daniels threw for. He threw for 5 more touchdowns, and then Jaden threw 3 more interceptions. But I think you kind of just look. You also got to factor in the rushing yards with Jaden Daniels as well. So they're they were pretty similar statistically, but obviously the two seasons went in a very, very different way. And I think quarterback play did play definitely a factor into why Jaden Daniels' season was so good. And then for Caleb Williams, there were just times where, like the 68 sacks, like we know that the Bears have obviously upgraded the offensive line, but you can go back and be honest about some of those sacks that even Caleb took. There are things he needs to work on, and with Ben Johnson, right? So, and then honestly, too, guys, looking at, again, I would have to go back and really, really watch, but Bryce Young, and Bo Nix is right to have 19. They PFF has some interesting stats with Young that I wouldn't have known. Just kind of, if you hear the name Bryce Young, honestly, if you're thinking of the name Bryce Young, what's the first word that would probably come to mind? I don't know. For me, maybe just not actually paying too much attention to what's going on in Carolina anymore. I think it's like potential bust. But here's some stats that maybe prove that, and hopefully he's turning his career around. I'd never like to see guys get drafted that high and then fizzle out a couple years into the league. It sucks. Like, these guys work so hard to get to the position that they're in, but these stats, and I'll read them off real quick from Bryce Young. After struggling mightily as a rookie and getting benched following 2 poor starts in 2024, which is insane, Young completely turned things around. From week 8 onward, he graded as the 13th best quarterback in the league, earning an 83.2 overall mark over that 10-game stretch. It's a limited sample, so caution is warranted, but leading the NFL with a 7.7% big-time throw rate while posting just a 2.3% turnover-worthy play rate is an impressive combination. That is pretty impressive. Do your thing, Bryce Young. Probably not the greatest situation over there in Carolina, but he's doing his thing. So I don't know. Again, going back to tier 4, Caleb Williams being 24th, and then having Michael Penix, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Bryce Young, and Bo Nix ahead of him. Nah. That's why my thumbnail looks the way that it does. Like, what? The Penix McCarthy things just blow my mind, which is nuts. But what I think is even more crazy, and we'll run through. Actually, maybe I should take a break and do tight ends right after this. But the tight end rankings, they're all over the place in my mind. Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, is on the list. But where is he in relation to Cole Kmet? Where are some guys that haven't done anything? I don't want to say anything in the league, but just haven't been as consistent in the league rank. I'll share some of those rankings because they, like I said, I don't agree with any of it. But before I get to the tight end rankings, let's talk about some of the amazing sponsors that make this show work. And first, we got to start off with our amazing and awesome friends at Windy City Sports Cards. And Windy City Sports Cards, they specialize in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you're a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, or Blackhawks, they've got you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to those Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast collection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. Visit their online store to find exactly what you're looking for to complete your collection or to discover a new favorite. Check them out at 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. That's 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. And everybody, you have to check out, if you haven't already, my guys, Protein 2.0, which is, of course, as you can see in the lower third there, available at Target and Amazon. I mean, look, I literally always have a thing of Protein 2.0 on my desk or when I'm going to the gym. You get your 20 grams of protein, your 350 milligrams of electrolytes, your B5, B6 vitamins, 100% daily value in just one sports drink. And the best thing that I do love about Protein 2.0, it tastes delicious. Like, I've got my fiance to drink them after her workouts. Her whole family's drinking them now because they taste good and they're good for you. And also, like I said, they're available at Target and Amazon. So a lot of places that a lot of people shop at, you can find them there as you're getting ready to check out. Boom, let me just grab a thing of Protein 2.0. I'm on Amazon shopping for God knows what. Let's put a case of Protein 2.0 in there. And I do like the motto that they live by. So they created Protein 2.0 with one simple goal: make it easier to get the protein and hydration your body needs without all of the unnecessary junk. So check out Protein 2.0. Check out Orange Mango. They have a cotton candy caffeine one too as well. It tastes amazing. So bunch of great flavors. And like I said, very available for you to purchase wherever you're at, whether you're online, at Target. Go check out Protein 2.0. All right, everybody. This is the Nicholas Moreano Show. I'm your host, Nicholas Moreano. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this YouTube channel with a fellow Bears fan. Let's before we get into what I'm going to be watching for in week 3 of OTAs, media will be there tomorrow on Tuesday for the open practice session. Tight end rankings. We're also what PFF has come out with. I think they almost have them all at this point. I haven't even looked at all of them, but those are 2 that really caught my attention. And if you thought the quarterback one was wild, especially where they got certain guys ahead of people, dude, what's going on with the tight ends? If you were to think of 32 tight ends, one for each starting team, where would Cole Kmet rank on that list? Would you think? Like, look, he's not in the first tier, probably not in the second tier, not even, maybe you have to look into who's in the third tier, but he's not going to be even in the top 10. But he shouldn't be in the bottom 5, right? Well, I mean, that's exactly where PFF has him. Cole Kmet comes in at number 29. 29. Cole Kmet. What? Seriously, what? Here, let me go. I'm scrolling up. What are the guidelines again for this list? Just to make sure. Maybe this one doesn't even have the same synopsis at the top that the quarterback one does, but here we go. I'll read it. A year ago, the top 4 tight ends on this list were all on teams that reached the conference championship games. This year, none of the top 6 tight ends teams accomplished the feat. Regardless, the position remains one of the most valuable to team success and is generally one of the most difficult to develop at the NFL level. A top-tier receiving tight end can transform any NFL offense and is a nightmare matchup for defenses. Here are the top 32 tight ends for 2025. Based off of how the quarterback one was, recency in recent games and career trajectory, Cole Kmet ranks at number 29. And so I'm not going to try to justify this, but how did PFF come to this conclusion is what I'm kind of thinking. I'm going to try to think this through. So that second half of career trajectory is where I think Cole Kmet, why they have him ranked as low as he does. Because in the paragraph for Cole Kmet, and I'll just read it right now, you'll see why. Kmet was great in 2023, recording a 77.7 PFF receiving grade, but his production and grading declined to his rookie levels in 2024. With the Bears drafting his presumed replacement, Colston Loveland, Kmet may see his production take an even bigger hit. So that's where I think that's where it is. That's why I think Cole Kmet is ranked as low as he is, 29. But you know what? I'll say this. There are some things that you have to factor in for Cole Kmet right now. Like, what is what his snap usage going to be with you have Colston Loveland, you have Luther Burden, you have guys on this field. You have a lot of guys on this field. But I don't know if I see Cole Kmet taking a backseat to both of those guys this upcoming season, if I'm being truthfully honest with you. Like, I don't. There's going to be times and situations where maybe you do want a Colston Loveland out there as opposed to a Cole Kmet. And I get that Colston Loveland's a top 10 pick. But I still do believe, at least for this upcoming season, with Ben Johnson too, that I think Johnson's going to help unlock Cole Kmet. He had a down year. Dude, it felt like everybody in the Bears offense did not have the year that they could have had because of one, coaching that just, we know what it was at this point. We know what the interior of the offensive line was at this point. We know that Caleb Williams is a rookie quarterback. Man, but still, like, that's why Cole Kmet had the season that he did. That's why DJ Moore had the season that he did. You also had Keenan Allen too. He's playing a lot from the slot as well. Like, there's just guys that are going to take up snaps. So that's going to happen for Cole Kmet, no doubt. But it's just crazy who they have ahead of him. And here's some of the guys that they have ahead of him. Number 21 on the tight end list, 21. Cole Kmet is 29. 21 is Josh Oliver, Minnesota Vikings. So that would be, just so everyone knows, I mean, that's a second tight end for the Vikings after TJ Hawkinson. 21. Josh Oliver's career high, everybody, 22 catches last season for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns. Excuse me? 21? Okay. Noah Gray's at 28, and that's obviously one higher than Cole Kmet, the second tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, we all know Travis Kelce's up there. Noah Gray had a career year last year. 40 receptions, 437 yards, 5 touchdowns. Both his receptions, his yards are below what Cole Kmet's bad 2024 season was. He had one more touchdown than Cole. Okay. And then here's what I was talking about with rookies. 23 and 24. Colston Loveland at 23, 24 Tyler Warren. Not respect, but Colston Loveland being ranked one higher than Tyler Warren, but they're rookies, man. Career trajectory, yeah, maybe down the line they will be better, but I don't know if in 2025, specifically too for Colston Loveland, like Tyler Warren, I can't think of exactly who else is on that Colts roster, but Colston Loveland, like, it's a tough position to learn in year one. And maybe you're thinking, oh, but look at Ben Johnson, Sam Laporta in year one. Sure. But also, Ben Johnson did not have another capable tight end like Cole Kmet on his roster in Detroit when Sam Laporta was going out dominating. Hey, Easter egg. Disrespectful. Disrespectful is right. Man, look, maybe the writing eventually will be on the wall for a guy like Cole Kmet and his career with the Bears longevity wise, but in 2025, he's, I think, going to be a big part of the offense. I do. And maybe the snaps go down, but maybe the efficiency, the effectiveness goes up. Because you do have a play caller like Ben Johnson. You do have Caleb Williams in his second year. Yes, he's learning a new offense, but there should be high expectations for what he can do with given all the playmakers that he has and all of the upgrades in the interior of the offensive line. Still got to figure out left tackle, but still, this offense, I expect growing pains early, but I expect a offense that knows and looks like it knows what it's doing, especially the back half of the season. But 29 for Cole Kmet. Disrespectful. Here are the three tight ends behind Cole Kmet. Zach Ertz, Washington Commanders. Again, that's more of a career trajectory thing because dude caught 84 passes for 809 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. You know what? How old is Zach Ertz? Because you know what? I would have put him higher up on this list for 2025. Man, Juwan Johnson, the New Orleans Saints at 31. Will Dissly, the Los Angeles Chargers, 32. But Cole Kmet at 29. Damn, man. Colston Love, look what you did. No, I'm kidding. But Cole Kmet, we'll see. We'll see PFF. But look, I do respect them for putting out these lists because it is a kind of a downtime during the NFL season where it's just OTAs that are going on. So I'm probably going to come out with some type of list of myself. And, we can have the same arguments like, what the hell were you thinking? It's fine. It's a good talking point, but it's kind of interesting to see what outsiders are thinking of for, these players that all over the NFL. But 29 for Cole Kmet. We'll see what Cole Kmet does. He's definitely, I think, just given all the playmakers, he's not gonna have. I don't think he's gonna have a career year. There's just too Colston Loveland too. It's just tough for him to have that. So then it's also tough to justify maybe paying him what you need to continue paying him when he's not going to be when he's kind of sharing everything. I don't know. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But that's where Cole Kmet is at. But those are the rankings, guys. What was it? 24 for Caleb Williams, 24 for Caleb Williams, 29 for Cole Kmet. So that's where we're at. That is where we're at. And now where I want to take this conversation for, the last couple of minutes of this show, just week 3 of OTAs and what I'll be kind of watching out for as we continue going through this period of the NFL calendar. I think for me right now, we heard Ben Johnson last week highlight why Kyler Gordon hasn't been practicing there with dealing with the soft tissue injury. So I think overall it's kind of like availability. Who is there? Attendance, I should say. Taking attendance to start a class. Where is Kyler Gordon? Jalen Johnson missed last week. TJ Edwards wasn't there. I haven't personally seen Luther Burden on inside the Walter Payton Center or outside at Hallis Hall. So I just kind of want to see if that eventually ends up changing. And obviously he's dealing with the soft tissue as well, but you just kind of want to see where they're at. And then last week I showed up right as practice was starting. So things are already moving, and usually before practice you get time during the stretching lines to track players. Andrew Billings was there. I think I said on last week's show that he wasn't. He definitely was. I just didn't see him. And if I would have been there earlier, just had some things going on that I would have definitely tracked him down. But just watching those guys, and I know I wrote an article. Was it an article or did I do a show? I think I did an article. I don't know. Bear goggles on. Just watching some of those defensive line rotations. How does that all shape up now that every guy on the D line's there, like that's gonna be really interesting to watch out for as you're seeing Dennis Allen utilize different guys at different times at different alignments, all these things. Actually, it might be fun after Montez Sweat's press conference, and he didn't practice last week. Where's number 98? Because he did kind of highlight that this is a defense that is not like the defense he's played in the past, where this is a little bit more complex. So that tracking 98, that'll be fun. I was with Kevin Powell on his podcast for WGN, and he gave me a great just kind of thing to track throughout practices is just tracking down the F-bombs from Ben Johnson. It's a silly thing, but it's fun because everything that you've read about, heard about from everybody else is true about Ben Johnson. He's intense. He's a football coach on the football field. You hear him, regardless of where you're at or where he's at. Boom, F-bomb. Where's he at? Check. There's one. Happened 5 minutes later into this practice from yesterday. I'm going to be doing that. I think it's a fun little way to keep not focused. I'm always try to be focused in practice, but just saying, just tracking them down. Have to make a graphic or something where just a pissed off Ben Johnson and F-bombs on Tuesday, June 3rd. Yeah, 3 F-bombs. So I'll be watching, for that. But also going into this practice from last week, Caleb Williams got picked off a couple times in the middle of the field and tried testing 6'6" Tremaine Edmonds a couple times. Did not work out well. There were passes over the middle that did get completed and had some yards after the catch opportunities. Actually, that's something too that I saw. Olamide Zaccheaus, I know I mentioned last week that he dropped 2 passes. He also did have a nice maybe just a drag route, caught stride. I think it was in 7-on-7 though. It was able to, run upfield. That's going to be in this offense. Opportunities to run with the ball on the move and get yards after catch. So watching out for that. But going back to Caleb, watching him maybe try out passes that are in Tremaine Edmonds' vicinity and seeing what he can complete and what he can't. And that also shows too the growth for maybe Tremaine Edmonds right now in this new defense as he's learning all the schemes, the drops, the blitzes, everything, the disguises. Like Tremaine was there. He's a tough target to get past. So watching that is going to be something fun. I want to see Caleb, and this is going to be every week, but Caleb's deep ball, man, we need to see that connect when he has time. And obviously in 11-on-11s team periods, defense is not going to touch Caleb, but you just want to see in rhythm, drop back, throw it deep, and complete it to these receivers in stride, or put it to a place where at least the ball is catchable. Maybe a receiver needs to make a difficult catch near the sideline or contest, whatever it may be. The ball just needs to be caught on some of those vertical routes downfield. There was a clip that the Bears put out of Cole Kmet running a seam route in 7-on-7s, wide open. It's a gimme all day, a layup for Caleb. But I'm talking about you're in the gun or whether it's under center, you have a 5-step drop at the back, back of your drop, plant, climb up if you need to, and then just deliver accurate throw downfield. We need to see that. We need to see that. And if you can get that from, obviously, Caleb, just in even OTA period, you just want to see him build off of that as you continue going on through, camps, training camp, camp and training camp, joint practices, preseason, when it counts, the regular season. So it's just some things that I'll be watching for on Tuesday as the Bears get everything going. So, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Got to get out of here. I have to pre-workout coursing through my system here. Going to get a workout in and get on with the rest of the day. But hopefully everyone enjoys their Monday. Like I said, it's getting warm out. Thank God we got to June and we're ready to actually experience summer here in a little bit. But everyone, make sure you are not only following my channel, Nicholas Moreano, the Nicholas Moreano Show here on YouTube, but also It's the Bigs YouTube channel where Herb Howard and I will, put out content from practice and just takeaways and videos that we'll do. So make sure if you're not following them, give this video a like, comment, and then go head over really quickly while you're on YouTube. It's the Bigs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and even watch our recent video to get caught up with everything that happened last week and the weeks prior. But appreciate everybody. Everyone have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you when I do the next show. But until then, adios, Bears fans.
Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans?
People want to hear me talk.